Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of Prompt Me podcast.
Yes, so exciting.
We admit we don't really know what we're doing, but we're excited about this idea and where it could lead. By way of introduction, my name is Kendra Fair. I am an artist and an art educator, and with me each week will be my husband, John Hancock.
Yes, as time permits, we'll see. We'll see if I can make it every time.
So this podcast is dedicated to anyone who wants to explore their imagination and has a desire to create, maybe try some new things that they wouldn't normally do. And it's called Prompt Me because we're going to leave you with a weekly prompt to go out and spark your own creative endeavor.
Endeavor. I like that word. Well, let's talk about how this got started and why you even wanted to do a podcast with all the millions of podcasts that are in the world.
So I had this idea about 3 years ago when I started listening to podcasts and thinking of how inspiring they were for me and thinking of how could I do something that could be beneficial to people as well, and thinking about my classes and thinking about what kind of things I'm passionate about. And as a painter, I'm passionate about creativity. I feel like that's where all kinds of things happen in our world. It's where big movements start, even beyond just a painting or a song or a poem. But if you're not thinking creatively, then there's not a lot of room for new things to happen. So I thought that we could do something based on some classes that I've taught where I would give prompts for drawing, and also noticing that there are a lot of prompting websites or Instagram accounts that you can follow. There's Drawloween in October and Inktober. There's the NaNoWriMo, which I think is a national poetry or writing, and then there's the one with the poetry one. So it's an idea that has been around for a long time, but I thought it would be really fun to have creative people come on and talk to them about how they do their creative process, what sparks ideas for them, what rituals they have to make things happen. And I also thought I'm married to a musician who is pretty well established in the world, and we have a studio in our basement. And I was like, if anybody was going to do a podcast, it would be easy for us to do. And I also wanted to do something with you. So
I like that.
Yeah. So this person sitting across from me is John Hancock. He's a musician, composer, music producer. He's in a band called Late Night Alumni, works a lot with Cascade, and he does film scoring and all kinds of things, commercial scoring. We even heard, listening to one of my favorite podcasts that I've listened to for many years, the little jingle came on at the beginning, and I was like, so John, this is how podcasts start. And he listened to it and said, I wrote that. That's my music. So that was kind of funny. And that was the Gretchen Rubin's Happier podcast. Right. So if you ever listen to that little jingle at the beginning and the end was written here in this same studio that I'm sitting in right now.
Yeah, a long time ago.
So, yeah,
nice.
That's a quick little...
Well, and I remember you talked about this for a long time, and I think one of the reasons to do it is realizing that we really do have a lot of interesting friends and know a lot of interesting people, and we thought I think for us it'd just be a fun way to sit down and have conversations with these friends about specific things. And I don't know, I think it's just a sense of exploration, a creative thing, just something neither of us have done, even though we know there's millions of them out there. It's like, well, they don't know our friends. Yeah. Maybe it's something different. Maybe there's something here for whoever might actually listen to this. But either way, it's a little selfish because it's just something we want to do. But I think people will find some of the conversations we've had at least really funny.
Funny,
some
interesting.
Entertaining and interesting and kind of surprising.
And surprising and some historical. Our conversation we have coming up with Pilar is very interesting. So we've obviously, as we're talking, you can tell we've already recorded about 8 of these, and we've had them here for a month or two and still haven't launched this. So I self-imposed
That's good.
a reason for us to have to launch it. So when you listen to this, or if you go to our website or Instagram or anything like that, just know that this is kind of a work in progress, and it's its own creative process as well.
Right. What isn't?
Yeah. So how it will work is that we will have a different guest on each week, and we'll interview them and let them talk a lot about their process and how that looks different for them than maybe some other artist. And then at the end of it, we'll ask them to leave you a prompt, a word prompt, or a phrase or something like that. And then our hope is that you listeners take that prompt and you go out and you create something with it during the next week. So maybe you do a painting or write a song or bake a cake or create a garden based on it, or knit a hat, or make a dance. I don't know. Anything like that. Or even you just use it in your brain and imagine. Because I know a lot of my creative process, I love driving around and just thinking of ideas. I have so many paintings that have yet to come into the world that have just kind of floated around in my brain. But so just to kind of prompt your imagination and creativity. So we're hoping that we would get enough of those submitted on Instagram with a hashtag, PromptMePodcast. And then we can give away some prizes and things like that as we go. So I don't know, maybe a signed CD, or if any of our guests that come on want to donate, a poster or something like that. Anything, maybe give some gifts away to make it kind of fun as well.
And we'd also talked about, and this is a commitment, is maybe we try to create something that week based on the prompt that we had.
Yes.
So we'll do our best.
Yeah, yikes.
At least there's 2 of us, so maybe we could split that up.
Yeah, maybe we could split it. Maybe one week John does one and one week I do one. Or hopefully we would just both get into the habit of this. But right now, I think a big part of our creative process is just making this happen.
Exactly. And this is a creative process.
So the other thing is, if any of you listening to this, if any of you 20, I believe that.
Exactly.
That's what the statistics are, that the first podcast only has, on average, 20 listeners.
I'll feel just fine about that.
Yes, I will too, because it's a little scary. I think it's even more scary for John, which is funny because he gets up on stage with... How many is the most people you've had in an audience?
I don't know. Cascade has had some very, very big shows he's been kind enough to let us open for, so many thousands.
Yeah, lots and lots. Like what was the place in New York you guys played?
There was that.
Was that Barclays? Is that the name of that stadium?
Yeah, Barclays stadiums and things like that. But this can be a little more nerve-wracking because I'm actually talking about myself instead of just playing the music that I've made. So we'll see how it goes. It may get one of those things where it's more kinder talking more and more, and I'm getting shyer, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Hopefully John will
break out of my shell,
come out from the background.
Right. Exactly.
So if anybody has suggestions or anything for us, please, email us or text us or anything, just any ideas that you have as we're doing our own creative process with this. Let me talk a little bit about how this will work. So let's say I give you the word orange. Maybe somebody would paint a painting using just, different values of orange. Or maybe somebody looks at orange and thinks, the color orange makes me feel energetic. So they write an energetic song or something,
Yeah, and if people make something and they want to share it with us, and if they're okay with it, we could maybe share it on Instagram, on our Instagram and things like that, if people want to use it as a place to share what they've made.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully they're hashtagging.
Yeah,
Hopefully you
there
make
you
these
go.
things, you put it up and you hashtag us. And then that way we can share them. And also everybody could look at the hashtag Prompt Me Podcast.
Right.
And we do have a website. So it's promptmepodcast.com. Yeah, that's how I foresee it working. So I think even though this is our first episode and we're just
Kind of talking
kind
about
of
it.
talking about how we're going to do this and make this happen, I think we should throw a prompt out there. Let everybody try it. They can experiment with us on our first episode as well.
Okay.
Do you have an idea, John?
That put me on the spot.
John has a good radio voice.
That's the prompt. How about depth?
Depth.
And I'm not going to say which version of, definition of depth, but depth.
Depth. I think that's a good one. And I love words that can be interpreted in many, many different
Exactly.
ways. So, okay, depth. So anybody out there, any of you 20 listeners, or less than 20. If 20 is the average, that means most of them have less and some have more.
Either way, if you're listening, we probably know you and love you.
Yes.
So thank you.
And if you're listening, please play with that word. Create a song, a poem, store.
Yes, whatever you do.
Anything you want.
Create a store.
Create a store.
I
called
made the depth store. It's a diving store. That makes sense. There we go.
So anyway. All right.
So we hope we have fun with this. We hope you have fun with this.
We hope we don't embarrass ourselves too much.
Too much. If so, we'll just
Let us know if we're just being horribly
if you're embarrassed for us.
Yes.
Let us know.
All right. Thanks for listening. We have some really cool guests coming up
do.
in the next few weeks. I'm really excited about them.
Right. So we'll see you soon.